What can I say, man? What can I say? At Tottenham Hill. No more trains here. I'm having to take a cab home. It's been a long day. I've been up since 6:15 a.m. I'm not gonna get home until after midnight because I'm waiting for this cab. It's still not connected, and all for what? I've wasted my evening having to sit through the mob and watch such a pathetic performance. It's so bad. Like, my eyes are bleeding. My eyes are bleeding having to watch this football. Am I entertained? Am I fuck? Entertainment. We're gonna do it our way, our style. What is our style? What's our style? To get bopped for pretty much the whole game. To starve our number 9 all game long. To have gaping holes in our midfield and our defence. To have players in unusual and unnecessary positions. Is this the way we want to play? This is our way? Really? Are we sure about this? I don't even know where to start. It was an absolutely shocking performance. Like, it's like they watched the tapes of Fulham because they were in West London and they said, you know what? Let's try and play worse than that. Let's actually go out and try and play worse than we did against Fulham. And this time, it lasted for 90 minutes. Make no mistake, we were bad against Fulham, but this was this was next level. I know our record against Chelsea is terrible. It absolutely sucks. It sucks. But it's like we have no fight, no quality, no momentum, no nothing with this manager when we go away from home in London fixtures. In fact, it's not even a London fixture thing. Just in general. It's just in general. 16 Premier League defeats in about 30 games. We've lost more games than we've won for like the umpteenth time, because how many weeks have we said it? We just keep losing games. And some will try to normalise this. But I think even the most stubborn ANGE enthusiast is waking up. Wake up! It's time to wake the fuck up. It's time to wake the fuck up. This is making my eyes bleed. My eyes are bloodshot. They are bloodshot. I'm knackered. I'm tired watching this football team. I'm tired seeing the same tired substitutions, the same tired performances, the same tired letdowns from certain players, the same tired defensive mishaps, the same tired offensive play, the same tired in-game management. I'm just sick of it. He's got to go. Like, let's look at this game. The first half we had 2 shots in 90 minutes. 2 shots in 45 minutes, both blocked. We didn't test one of the worst goalkeepers in the league. The only time Sanchez had to make a save was when he was diving low to block Son's cross. Imagine that. The second time he probably had to make a save in the second half before the goal got this, before the chance from Son, was a shot from Saar, and he let it through his hands. That's the caliber of goalkeeper we're talking about. We're talking about a terrible goalkeeper. And we put him under no pressure whatsoever. Nothing at all. Nothing. The first half, couldn't keep the ball. Couldn't defend. One ball over the top, splitting our defence. Jackson's in on goal. In usual fashion, the wide men for the opposition left in acres of space. Enzo Fernandez just running constantly into our box, nobody tracking the run. Palmer runs into our box, nobody tracks it. It's like there's a lax approach when it comes to defending our box. I've said this a million times. I don't understand it. Romero was pants today. Van de Ven wasn't good. Destiny wasn't good. Even Jet Spence wasn't good. But it's not just them. We've got our number 6 doing ego pressing, just running all over the pitch doing nothing. Horizontal passing all over the shop. Gets the ball, passes it backwards, passes it sideways. Rarely passes it forward, even when the space opens up. And that's what we saw in the first half. I couldn't believe Bentancur lasted 90 minutes. They should have thrown the book at him at halftime and stripped him of his shirt and made him to sit on that bench with no top on. That's how bad his performance was in the first half. And he lasted 90 minutes. And just when you thought the first half, barely got Son in the game, who wasn't good today. Barely got Maddison in the game, who was terrible today. Absolutely terrible. Invisible. Solanke, invisible. But again, Solanke starving of service. Where have we heard that one before? Where have we seen that one before? Odebear was locked up. He was... Hukurea locked him up. No problem. No problem at all. And what does our manager do? What's the solution? I'm going to bring on Pat Matissar and make us even more defensive, even though we're trying to go for a goal, taking off Bergvall. I'm not going to take off Bentancur. I'm not going to do anything to try and get Son into the game. I'm not going to do anything to try and get a winger to run at Cucurella. No, I'm going to bring on Brennan Johnson. That's going to solve our problems. I'm going to take off Mickey van der Ven, put Jed Spence at left centre-back, even though we've had 3 weeks off. This is the first game Romero and Mickey van der Ven have started together since the Chelsea defeat. If in the league anyway, if I'm correct. Yeah? And why did he take him off? Not that he played well anyway, but I'm just questioning some of these decisions. It just doesn't make sense to me. And that's just where we are with this guy. We're clueless. We don't play good football. It's weird. Like, we've got all the vulnerabilities and every single thing that's been bad about his style of play. But we've got none of the benefits. We're not even scoring goals now. We're not scoring goals. We struggle to create chances. We struggle to connect the midfield to the attack. We struggle to actually press teams properly. The press is non-existent. It's pathetic. Players are all over the shop. So what is the benefit of this supposed ANGE ball? What's the benefit? We just do everything that we've done bad to a greater level. And it makes it even worse because we've got our players back. Maddison's there. Solanke's there. Romero's there. Van der Ven is there. Destiny's there. Porro's there. Jet Spence is there. Bergvall's there. Odebear's there. I think Johnson's arse, but Johnson's there. They're all there. The only players we're missing are Danso, Dragusin, Kulusevski, and Richarlison. So 4 players missing. 4 players. Those 4 players. Is that enough for us to play as bad as we did today? Is that enough to play as bad as we have done all season? Oh, wait till he gets his players back. Wait till he gets his players back. That's what I was told. Wait till he gets his players back, Tobes. Judge him then. Well, he's got his players back. Well, and guess what? The gaps are still there. Spurs are still losing games. Still conceding goals. Still starving our number 9 of chances. Still relying on wingers. Still playing midfielders in the lone 6 when they're not lone 6s. Still making bad substitutions. Still making bad tactical decisions in games. All of these things still exist. Some people, they just want to bury their heads in the sand. And if I complain and talk about it, oh, you're complaining too much. You're moaning too much. Enjoy it. What's to enjoy? We have hit 20 losses in all competitions. As I said, we've hit 16 Premier League losses. We're going to lose more games. I need people to know that. We're going to lose more games. We still got to go away to Anfield. We've got to go to Villa Park. We've got Crystal Palace, who are in red-hot form, coming to our ground soon. We're going to lose more games, people. We got Brighton at home, I think, on the last game of the season. We are going to lose more games football. We are going to lose 20 Premier League games in the league. I think I heard something about this is the highest amount of defeats we've had in a league campaign since like 1997. Do you know how mental that is? Do you know how mental that is? And don't even let me get started on the players. How anyone can watch Bentancur in this current run of form, whatever you want to call it, and think that this is what you want next season, you want him on a new contract, it's scary. Scary. That performance is up there with the Harry Winks against Everton, Bissouma against God knows how many teams. Awful. Passing backwards. getting nowhere near Enzo Fernandez, nowhere near Caicedo, not winning any duels, not giving us any sort of defensive protection, just running around like a headless chicken. And it wasn't just him. Solanke was awful. Starved of service, of course, but apart from one or two moments where he beat some players, he was pants. Maddison, terrible, missing. I genuinely forgot he was playing at one point in the first half. You're meant to be our talisman. I get it. We weren't getting the ball to the left side enough. We weren't getting the ball to our number 10 enough. I get it. You're having to drop deep. But brother, drop deep and create. String things together. Why are you going missing in this game? Pathetic performance. Absolutely shocking. Odegaard in Cucurella's pockets. The defense to a man. Poor. Romero was so bad today. I don't even know what that was. Like, I'm coming off having to criticize every player, every game. And it's like, it's bad. But I have to talk about the players and I have to talk about the manager. Even Mateus Tell, look at all the stuff he was talking about with Tell when he first signed. Right? Tell has not started, like our last 3 or 4 games? Today he brings on Tell and he plays a 4-4-2 with Sarr and Bentancur in the midfield. When Kulusevski's already injured, Maddison's off the pitch. How many times do we have to explain how detrimental it is to have midfielders who don't want to pass the ball forward and don't want to connect midfield to attack? And he puts 2 of them together in a 2-man midfield against a Chelsea midfield that weren't even... Okay, Chelsea midfield played... Okay, they did play well today. But still, you're outnumbered. Even when it was 3v3, you were struggling. But you put 2 in there? What kind of manager is this? You need someone to try and give Cucurella some more problems, and you bring on Brennan Johnson. I don't understand it. And then to top it off as well, the nonsense. A man is cupping his ears. Let's have it right. He was cupping his ears at Tottenham fans who were booing his substitution of Bergvall for Sarr because Sarr scored a goal to equalise. Not to win, to equalise. And he's cupping his ears at his own fan base. Forget about being a competent manager, which he clearly isn't right now. He's just a horrible person. I used to think this guy was a nice person, but he actually is just a nasty guy. He's rude, he's condescending, he's arrogant, and he hasn't got the results, nor the quality, nor the consistency, nor the temperament to show for it this season. He's arse. He's absolutely shocking. He's shocking. He is a horrendous manager at this point in time. He's going to go down as the worst Tottenham manager in my lifetime. He is. In my lifetime. Maybe Jacques Santini, Christian Gross, maybe. But in the modern time, the last 15 years, he's the worst by a country mile. And he's so rude. I used to think this guy was straight talking, yeah, he's honest, he's a breath of fresh air, but no, it's converted and transitioned into just delusion. He's delusional, he's arrogant, and he's just not a nice guy. Listen, everyone has their breaking point. I don't expect humans to just take abuse. I understand that he's going to be frustrated, but his actions as a manager, you're literally paid millions. You're paid to be professional. And you're cupping your ears at your own fans. Get him gone. What is the benefit in keeping him? We get all the negatives of his football and none of the positives. We get a mopey, arrogant, angry manager in press conferences. He constantly talks down on fans. And he doesn't have a clue when it comes to managing our squad right now. We've got no ideas. We don't attack well. We don't defend well, we don't keep the ball well, we don't build up well, we don't press well, we don't do anything well. The only thing we do well is lose. The only thing we do well right now is lose. Get him gone. And get the disgusting owner who's let his tenure at the club run for this long. Pochettino was sacked in November, mind you, and this guy is still in the job. Poch was sacked in November after 18 months with no signings, and then you finally give him players on the final day of the transfer window in the summer of 2019. And you sack Poch 3-4 months later, but this guy's still in the job. This guy's still in the job. Make it make sense to me. Incompetent owner, incompetent manager, and so many disappointing players.